Okay, let's go to the story here. This is okay. So, gentleman rolls over the vehicle, tells the police officer he's got a pistol. But he doesn't have a permit to carry it. So it must mean to me that it was uncased, right? So there's what is that? I think that's a misdemeanor, gross misdemeanor to carry a firearm without a permit to carry. Which, by the way, totally against that law. The state patrol officer looks at the firearm. It's a, quote, ghost gun, and does not see a serial number on this ghost gun. And so he gets charged with possession of a firearm that he doesn't have a permit to carry, and also not having a marked firearm, which I believe is a felony offense in the state of Minnesota. And we had a lady on here, Sarah, her son, good red-blooded American, good family. He's currently being prosecuted by, I was going to say Becker County. Wiesenberg, you know the story, right? It's not Becker County.
Yeah.
Is it Becker County?
It's
Sherburne County. He's being prosecuted for the same bullshit law. No federal law. It's not a federal law. State law seems to be in conflict of it. State law is certainly in conflict with the Second Amendment, says that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? So anyhow, he's being prosecuted. Well, he tells the judge, the district judge in Anoka County, that's where this is happening, and argues that there wasn't probable cause because basically, well, I'll go back to the article here. Now I'm forgetting what I wrote about it. Scroll down real quick. The gentleman's name is Logan Hunter Vagel. Scroll down here real quick. Go back up real quick. Okay, since federal laws do not require serial number on self-made firearms, Vagel moved to dismiss the charge for lack of probable cause. The court agreed with him and dismissed the charge. But Keith Ellison, an Anoka County attorney, said no way. They appealed his decision to the Court of Appeals. Yesterday, the Court of Appeals ruled on it. They wrote Minnesota Statute Section 609-667, which prohibits the possession of a firearm that is not identified by a serial number, is not unconstitutionally vague as applied to Vagel's possession of a privately made firearm without a serial number. The district court erred by granting Vagel's motion to dismiss the section, charged for lack of probable cause, reversed and remanded. So now this poor gentleman, doing no harm to society because he doesn't have an arbitrary freaking number on a firearm, allegedly, because I don't know, right? In the case that Sarah's son's going through, Walker, there is numbers on that firearm. That's the bullshit in that case. But let's just say he put his own serial number on it, and the serial number's 1. What the hell good does that do, right? So here they have a clear infringement on the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms, and that is our Attorney General leading the charge, taking this poor sap to, well, basically want to probably throw him in prison. What do you think about that, Wiesenberg?
Yeah, so they're going to force the kid to go to take this to federal court, and at the federal level, the ATF says what he did is legal. You do not have to have serial numbers on these firearms that you make. So they're forcing these people to spend money to defend themselves, and they're hoping that they can't afford it because it's going to cost, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars probably. So it's our communist government in Minnesota trying to change law. They're going to want ghost gun laws possibly this year. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but yeah, it's a bunch of crap.
Well, it is a bunch of crap, and quite frankly, it has to go to a federal court, in my opinion, because the next case next appeal would go up to the Minnesota Supreme Court. Do we have any faith that they would rule appropriately on this? So it's got to go it's got to go to a federal court. I could already think of one current case that this matters to, and there's going to be probably tons of other cases. So it's one of those things that has to be decided at a federal level. But you know, just this is the thing that really bothers me. Okay. You go read the article at actionforliberty.com. We actually have the actual decision linked in the first paragraph. The Constitution wasn't written in a way that only lawyers could read, and arguing these stupid words. It's like shall not be infringed is the most clear word in all of law, and the supreme law of the land is the U.S. Constitution, and the first 10 amendments, which are the Bill of Rights, and it says. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It actually says a well-regulated militia, being that of us, who's a militia? It's us, we the people, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And it's like they are doing this right in front of our eyes. Now, there's a lot of other cases where they're doing it. I think, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, Wiesenberg, we shouldn't even have to ask permission, get a permit from the government to carry a firearm. That should just be a God-given right that's protected by the Constitution.
Well, not should be, it is.
Right.
You don't get to keep your rights if you don't use them. So the Constitution says what it says, so that's what you do. And say, no, I'm not going to listen to you, or I'm going to carry a gun. We shouldn't have to have a permit to carry. The Second Amendment doesn't say we need a permit to carry. The Second Amendment is to keep a tyrannical government from overthrowing us. Mm-hmm. The government's scared shitless because we have an army bigger than theirs, and they know they can't control us when we have weapons, and that's why they're trying to take our guns away. So all this stuff is bullshit. We need to say no. Unfortunately, we've got these tyrants in charge in Minnesota. They're charging this kid and maybe throw him in jail if we don't get someone to support him. So maybe some, lawyer can pro bono support him, or we get some Ted Nugent to give him $1 million and say, go F yourself, Keith Ellison. But we can't stop fighting. And they want us to roll over. The thing is, we're running forward. We're running into the fire. We're not going away.
Mm-hmm.